Welcome, everyone, to the WrestleBuzz WrestleMania prediction show. It's Joseph Crush, host of the Wrestling Journal podcast, along with my brothers from the WrestleBuzz Podcast Network. We'll go in order here. My co-host, NJ3. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? WrestleMania season, bro.
It's WrestleMania season. How can you not be in a good mood? I mean, it's wrestling every day from Monday to Sunday. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, it's we're in the middle of the week right now. It's been a hell of a week so far. We got a lot going. It's Wednesday. We got Thursday, Friday, and then hit the big show on Saturday and Sunday. Speaking of the big show, Gurge Brooms from the Top Rope Podcast. You're going to WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. I couldn't be any more excited. I will be live, and not only will I be live, but I will be reporting live on our post show. So hopefully you guys are tuned in our post show. I'll be inside SoFi, living my best goddamn life, and I'm excited to talk about the show that we got lined up.
Hell yeah! So super stoked for you, man. You got it. We're all gonna be living through you that night, or both those nights. So excited for you. Hopefully it's a good show. And of course, from Project Kayfabe, Joe, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know, it's the best time of the year to be a wrestling fan. It's Mania week. There's shows like every freaking day from every company almost. So like it's so much to see. So I'm hyped. It's a good time.
Yeah, man, hell of a week this week. I put a post out on the Instagram at WrestleBuzz. But there's more than what just the normal shows. You got AEW, you got WWE, you got TNA, New Japan, GC, all the live shows that are happening in LA. It's a wild week. So hopefully everyone's getting to enjoy it as much as they can. But let's not wait any longer. Let's get into the show. WrestleMania 39. It's going to be a doozy, right? Night one. We got listed the opener. We know it's going to open the weekend. John Cena versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. We got a couple of head scratches in this one, man. There's all determining factors of what could happen afterwards, or who's sticking around, who's not sticking around. Joe, I'll start off with you here, man. John Cena versus Austin Theory. Who you got?
Man, there's so many things to go into this. There's obviously John Cena's John Cena. So does he do the LOL Cena wins kind of bit where he always wins? But recently, he hasn't kind of won anything really big. I mean, he lost to Roman. Maybe he won that tag team match, but that doesn't really speak to John Cena itself. And does he need the U.S. title? No, but it would be really cool. And I think for someone, especially with the way that they've been trying to book Theory, and he's come back heavy since losing that Money in the Bank. I mean, it's just crazy. So as a John Cena fan, I just want Cena to win, but more importantly, I just kind of want him to break the record with the world title, all that stuff. But it would be interesting just to see, especially with the rumor mills. There's a lot of conversation. Cena wins it, lose it that Monday night to whoever could be a free agent that they're signing. Conversations are Jay White. So that would be a big way to make an impact into WWE if that were to happen. But I kind of want Austin Theory to win just because I've started to actually like him nowadays, and there's a lot of potential in him, and they need to build up people. This could be really big, but I'll be happy with whatever decision. I'm just expecting it to be a pretty cool match, and Theory's going to get a great rub out of this one.
Yeah, I think regardless, win or lose, you're going against John Cena at WrestleMania. That's a huge rub in itself. NJ3, who you got, buddy?
It's tough, right? I worked myself for Royal Rumble, right? I had all these ideas, Jay White's going to come. We're going to have this Forbidden Door. This NXT guy's going to come up. And listen, it was a solid Rumble for what it was. So I'm going to try to take the opposite approach with predicting this WrestleMania card. I think Joe alluded to it perfectly. Theory had this comeuppance from dropping the briefcase and looking like he hit rock bottom to growing a beard, getting an attitude. And it's now I can't not love this guy. So, John Cena is the ultimate professional. He's on my Mount Rushmore. And for that reason, he's going to do the job for Austin Theory opening match WrestleMania.
I love it. I love the pick. Gurge Brooms, you excited for match one of your weekend in LA? Unless you're not going to SmackDown, are you?
No, I don't get until Saturday morning. Yeah.
All right, cool. So for your first match of the weekend, who you got, buddy?
Let me tell you something. I am landing in LAX. I go to get my shit $25 a night rental car, and I'm driving the 15 minutes over to SoFi Stadium, and I'm getting straight into that son of a bitch. And I've never seen John Cena. I've gone to plenty of wrestling shows, and this will be the first time I've ever seen John Cena. So, and the fact that he's opening, I'm assuming he's going to come out first. because that would just be a great way to kick off the show. So from that aspect, I'm super excited to see John Cena wrestle. But I think John Cena winning here is not the deal. He's like in the middle of shooting Peacemaker season 2, I think. And imagine what the rub Austin Theory would get with a hard fought 10 to 12 minute match, and he wins clean in the middle of the ring. That's what I want. I want an Austin Theory clean victory, not Logan Paul showing up at the end of the Elimination Chamber bullshit. I want a clean victory. So that's what I think we're going to see is a clean victory from Austin Theory. But, John Cena out there calling out his spots all the way up to where I'm sitting at. I'll be able to hear him, and I can't wait.
I love it. Oh, man, it's going to be a good time for sure. I'm also going to go with Austin Theory. Don't want to follow a copy and paste here, but I do think Cena coming in doing the job. I think he's past the point of burying people from back, always winning from back in the day. Even though I would love for him to stick around with a title run, or even do the whole open challenge on the following Monday with the Jay White potentially showing up. But I think realistically, Theory wins, gets the ultimate rub by beating John Cena at WrestleMania, uses that to brag about for the next 10 years, like the Miz has been doing since fucking forever. And he gets to ride off with that title. And maybe, who knows, maybe Jay White could show up for his open challenge on Monday. Who knows? But I'm going with Theory on that one for sure. All right, boys. I'm just going to go on the list here from Wikipedia. NJ3, Seth freaking Rollins versus Logan freaking Paul. Who we got?
I'll tell you, I'm actually really excited for this match. Logan Paul, I've said it before on our podcast, the Wrestling Journal podcast, that he just continues to impress me every time. I really thought athletic guy, he's a Paul brother, but he shows up and he shows out every time. And I got to say, this might be in my opinion, the most athletic match we're going to see this weekend. I'm very excited for it. Seth Rollins needs to win. I'm sorry, he's been knocked out twice, or knocked out, for those watching on YouTube with my air quotes, twice. Seth Rollins needs to win this match. And what's crazy is it's not going to hurt Logan Paul's credibility because he's not expected to win. He's just expected to show up and do big spots. And who better to work WrestleMania with than Seth freaking Rollins? Come on, it was too easy to book, and it's going to be too easy to enjoy. Seth freaking Rollins, baby.
Let's go. Gurge Brooms, your second time seeing Logan Paul in action, I would think, right? I think it's your second time.
Oh, yeah, he popped up at the Rumble. That's right. He popped up at the Rumble.
Yeah. You're just going to all these big shows, man. Who you got, bro?
Listen, first off, Seth Rollins, and I think, and I'm sure we'll talk about it a few more times throughout the podcast about what's the future of the Universal Champion, the championship, the WWE Championship. What's the future of those belts look like? Are they going to split them up after Mania, whatever it might be? But the way, I'm not going to say Seth carried Cody because I think that's silly, but people give Cody a lot of credit for those matches last year, but they don't give Seth nearly as enough credit. And I believe he's 100% either win a title or be in a title feud, a big time title feud this year. So in order for that to really get rolling, he can't lose to Logan Paul. Logan Paul's great. My man's just there to show up and lose. Okay, that's all he's there to do and look goddamn great doing it. So Seth Rollins has to win because his trajectory this year is championship gold.
Love it. I also got to ride with Rollins here. I think something just came out today or yesterday saying Logan came out and said that his contract only ran through Mania. So it's who knows if they renegotiate. But I think Rollins should take the win. I don't see any benefit in Logan winning unless he was going to stick, like he was a permanent full-time guy, but he's not going to be. I think we'll get a great match, an athletic match. We saw what Logan can do. He went against Roman, had a great match against Roman. He showed off in the Rumble. I'm going to go with Rollins here on this one as well. And Joe, who do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to have to go with Rollins. I feel like this is something he needs, especially because Logan Paul could take a loss. Kind of like what Gurge says, he's here to lose, but he's also here to make views, because that's the thing about Logan Paul. The moment he has something cool happen, or if he pulls out a cell phone again, it's going to be all over the internet. Just look at Roman Reigns and him in Saudi. That was just crazy, and that broke the internet. So I'm expecting for something maybe similar, and that's kind of what it is. He's here, he's a name, he gets people attracted to the product. and he could lose, and it's fine. I mean, what, his only real victory besides maybe at Mania was against The Miz, and that's fine. If he just only beats The Miz and has a really good matches with everyone else, that's great, because Seth Rollins shouldn't lose to him. Like, he's too big of a deal to be losing to Logan Paul. So Seth Rollins for the win.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's keep on moving on here. The 6-woman tag match: Trish, Lita, Becky Lynch versus Damage Control. Gurge, who you going with on this one, buddy?
Well, I'm excited to see Trish and Lita. I think that'd be freaking sweet. Just being there for the entrance and being there for the music. I don't know if I care who wins this, like, to be honest with you, but I'm not really like, Damage Control is fine, but I think Bailey deserves so much better than what's happening to her right now in WWE. So I'm going to say Damage Control just because I need 2023 to be Bailey's year. And the old ladies that are coming in there, they'll be all right. They'll be fine. Just kidding, internet. Don't fire me. So don't cancel me. They'll be fine. They can lose. And I really hate that they gave them the tag belts and don't have them defending them at Mania too. I think that's kind of a shit show, to be honest with you. But whatever. It should be a fun match. But Damage Control all the way.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Damage Control as well. And I think not because of this, but I also, like, you see the rumors, you hear the fantasy book, and a lot of people think Trish may turn heel. I don't know how that's going to work, how they would throw that into the match. There was like something that she had interviewed somewhere saying she wants to have a heel run again. And like, if you watched this past Monday on Raw on the Miz TV, I think Miz had asked Trish what it was like to be second fiddle to Becky, and like, she just got pissed and like didn't even answer the question. Like, Lita answered it for her. So there, I mean, have they thrown little dabs in there? I don't know, but I mean, that would be cool. As far as it goes for the tag titles, I think it'd be cool if they somehow defended them on night 2. I don't know where they fit in that showcase match, which we technically don't even know what night it's on, if it's a pre-show match or not. But we'll just throw that into night 2 just for shits and giggles. I don't know how they're going to play that out, or maybe they do the tag match on Raw. But I'd love to see them defend it against another team, and not. I don't think Becky and Lita need to have a run with the tag titles, but that's no here nor there. I'm going Damage Control for the W. Joe, who you got, buddy?
Yeah, I also agree. I want Damage Control to win just because they're an actual team. You know, they've been here for a good time, and they haven't really like won that much. I feel like they've won the tag team titles, but didn't feel as special as time went on, especially because Dakota was injured. I'm not too invested in the idea of just like Trish and Lita being here. Like, I like it, but it doesn't like really sell me. And kind of like the echo what Gurge said, I mean, Bailey deserves a really good year. I mean, she kind of held her own and like made women's wrestling important during the pandemic era, where it's just they're in the Thunderdome, and I'm like, I don't care about a lot of this, but Bailey really made me interested in a lot of it. Same with Sasha Banks, but yeah, that's a whole different story. So I feel like, you know, it would be great just to have them win, just because they've been here for so long and they're a legitimate team compared to, like, you know, this team that was kind of just put together for some reason, and how this feud is going along.
Respect. I appreciate it. I love it. NJ3, who you got, buddy?
I'm gonna have to jump on the bandwagon. I really think that from SummerSlam to when we saw the debut of Damage Control to just a little bit right after, they were booked beautifully hot. They were doing their thing. I thought they should have won the titles the first time around. I'm happy they did eventually did get the titles. But once they did get the titles, and it's always been like the thing that we've had in WWE, is they just don't know how to book a women's tag division. It's kind of hard. They always have like, they can do single storylines for both champions, and like anything else is just like little filler fluff, and I hate that. And to be quite honest, like you guys were saying, just, you know, seeing how Damage Control has been handled lately, it just kind of leads me to believe, like, if they bury them again at WrestleMania, like, that's going to hurt them a little bit more than it's going to really hurt Lita and Trish, who are going to eventually go away within, we'll say, a week, because we got to get the belt off Lita. That's going to be something else too. We have to kind of see how it happens. And don't do no Fugazi, put the titles on the line in this 3-on-3 match. Don't do that.
No.
I want traditional match, champions to be crowned. Long story short, I'm hoping for Damage Control. I'm a little bit nervous thinking it might be Becky, Lita, and Trish, but I'm hoping Damage Control.
Yeah. I can't say I'm super confident in the pick. I want them to win. But it's WrestleMania. Lita, Becky, and Trish, 3 of the biggest names ever in women's wrestling. It'd be hard not to have them get the win. But again, you throw that possible fugaziness coming from Trish, maybe. It's a hopeful thing, and we'll see what happens. Next match we got lined up here, probably a 60-minute Broadway we're going to get out of it. Brock Lesnar versus Omos. Just kidding. You know what, man? A lot of hate for this match. And listen, I'm a WWE fan at heart. Again, you could argue it's an attraction, right? We know that. You see Brock and Omos standing next to each other. It's insane. Like, Brock's a monster and Omos is a foot fucking taller than him. So it's just crazy to see. And you'll hear it all the time from WWE fans or e-drones, whatever they get called now on the internet. Like, the sight of seeing Brock Lesnar F5 almost is going to be insane. If he doesn't do it, then I mean, this is a waste of time. But I'm going to go with Brock on this. I know Omos needs a victory somehow. He hasn't really been doing anything at all. I just don't know if he's the guy, right? And I know there's a lot of hype behind him in backstage, but I think Brock needs to just come out and just make sure everyone remembers who the hell he is, and that's the fucking beast, bro. So I'm going with Brock. Joe, who you got, bud?
We got Brock Lesnar and the best bout machine Omos going on. And, on paper, this sounds like, who cares? But, like, when it happens, like, I want it to just be, like, whether it's, like, kind of like a Roman Brock match where they're kind of, like, trading finishers. I don't even really know what Omos does. Maybe, like, a two-handed choke slam or something.
That's it. I think so, yeah.
But I just really think this is, it has a potential either like, kind of being maybe, like, a little botch-worthy, if you want to say that, just because, like, Omos is a huge man to have to pick up, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. So I'm expecting it to be like a short match, a fun match. And I kind of want Omos to win just because if they're going to do something with him and try and like book this giant to be bigger than what he is, I think he kind of needs to win. And Brock Lesnar, I want Brock Lesnar to win too. That's the problem, but I kind of want to see Omos win just to see what the internet does about it.
Oh
also, the reaction would be crazy. So Omos for the win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking no shade at Omos, but I mean, I'm just not a fan. I haven't been. I think he just strictly should be where he's at. Like, just as like a back piece to like whatever they want to do with MVP and whoever else along. But I don't know. NJ3. Brock Lesnar versus Omos should be a banger, right?
Yeah, I guess it's going to be a banger in some form or fashion, right? I thought we saw Omos and Bobby last year. Why are we running it back just with Brock, like inserting Brock Lesnar in his place? Wasn't it last year's WrestleMania? Didn't Bobby and Omos wrestle, and then Bobby beat Omos, and he like defeated the undefeated streak or whatever that was? I don't know if you remember.
Gurge was there, so I think. Were you there, Gurge?
You might be.
No, I was there the year before.
Oh, okay.
This one's tough, right? Joe makes some good points. It's like, if you're going to get behind Omos, then you need to have him win. But then I can't think in my head that the guy who defeated the Undertaker's undefeated streak is also going to lose to Omos, 9 years later. That bothers me. I can't accept that. But then they kind of book themselves into a corner with Omos because, like, you don't want him to look weak, but then he has to actually win and beat people. But how are they going to do this? So this one's tough for me. I'm going to, oh God, it hurts. I think I'm going to go Omos, and I'm hoping to use some reverse psychology on myself.
It kind of just to double down on what you said, like, if Omos beats Brock Lesnar, that's a huge
He's better
deal.
than the Undertaker. Like, I can't have that. I can't live in a world that Omos is better than the Undertaker.
If you beat Brock Lesnar, that means you're like a big fucking deal. And like, I can't imagine them. That means he's going to get a title shot, which I don't want either. So I like, you know what I mean? Like, if you beat Brock, it's kind of like,
and then he's going to go over Cody, and then we're going to live in a world of Omos.
It's like Khali fucking all over again. Gurge Brooms, I'd love to hear your opinion on this match.
I may have said it several times on either one of these shows or my own podcast. I could give two shits about Omos at all. The dude is greener than shit. He looks cool, but the dude throws punches that are whack. His work punches are trash. And just to clarify, I looked it up. Bobby Lashley defeated Omos at WrestleMania last year in 6 minutes and 35 seconds. So let me tell you the nuclear effect of a Omos win over Brock Lesnar. That sounds goddamn ridiculous. So Brock Lesnar, I think the real reason why, because I think the spectacle, which we've kind of already touched on. Seeing Brock execute those German suplexes on that fucking giant are going to be amazing. And of course, the F5 will be spectacular. But I still think it is not in Omos's cards to beat Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar for the win.
Okay.
I'd love to know the when the gambling comes to WWE, like what the over under would be on time on match and how many suplexes Brock would give Omos for this one. Should be a fun one though. I'm excited. All right. Oh, they have this listed for both of the women's matches for night 1 here on Wikipedia. I can't imagine that being true, but we're just gonna ride with it here. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think it's Joe. You're up, Joe. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Rhea, easily. She needs it. There's no woman is more dominant right now than Rhea, especially with her with the Judgment Day. I feel like even before Judgment Day, she was just on a roll. But no, I think it's like, Charlotte, she's 14-time champ, whatever the case may be. She did beat Rhea before at Mania. This is Rhea's time. She deserves it. She's been gone through a lot with the whole Judgment Day, being mommy and all that. She needs a title. Also, it looks great for Judgment Day with her because, even though, I guess Finn Balor's ahead, Rhea's she's the China of the group, and she needs it. She deserves it. And I mean, you guys are just talking about it on the podcast, about her and the fans and the interactions. After dealing with all that crap, she deserves a little W.
Yeah.
So give her the title for that. I'm excited for this just to see what she looks like, her entrance, whatever she's going to be wearing. She's just going to look sick as hell. So give it to Rhea.
Hell yeah. NJ3, Rhea versus Charlotte. Who you got, buddy?
I mean, listen, I can't top what Joe just said. He laid it out absolutely perfectly. I'm not going to repeat it. Rhea Ripley deserves it. It just makes perfect sense now, and I'm looking forward to seeing the match, and I can't wait for her to go over in a good way and really to be that dominant women's champion that we need. One that we can actually get behind, not Ronda Rousey.
Ooh, shots at Ronda. The guy that loves Ronda Rousey up next.
Gertz
Brooms. Who we got, buddy?
Do I like Ronda Rousey? Is that something? I was excited when she came back last year, man. I popped my tits off at the Rumble, but then her entire run turned into a goddamn turd fest. But
well, that's what killed me. Was that?
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. Even her appearance in the Rumble was pretty shifty. But Rhea Ripley, obviously, you guys, I think we're all going to say the same thing. We all voted for her to win the Rumble, and we're not voting for someone to win the Rumble if we don't expect them to go all the way. So I would love to see a Roman Reigns level run, like a dominant run. I mean, Bianca, right? Bianca's gone. She's doing her 365, right? She won it at WrestleMania last year, and she's defending it at WrestleMania this year. Rhea Ripley, if Bianca Belair could do it, and I love Bianca Belair, then Rhea Ripley could keep that son of a bitch for 1,000 days. We've got 2 women's titles. They can take the Raw women's title and let that one pass around, and just let Rhea Ripley, just let that become part of the outfit, the ensemble. But yeah, Rhea Ripley all day.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Bianca is the longest reigning African American champion ever. I think that's a thing.
I heard that stat. I heard that stat
so that's
week
pretty
too,
cool.
I think.
All about long title reigns, and I'm definitely gonna go with Rhea as well. Obvious choice. I mean, nothing against Charlotte, but just get rid of the belt, bro. Come on, do something different.
I've seen that 14 times.
Yeah, we've seen it enough. And Rhea's the fucking shit. So she's got to win. All right. Asuka this is again listed for night 1 on Wikipedia. If I'm wrong, blame Wikipedia. Asuka versus Bianca Belair, Raw Women's Championship, and J3. Who we got?
This one's a little bit tough because this is, I don't know if I forgot what day WrestleMania was last year when she won it. So I don't know if we've hit 365 yet, or that's going to happen like tomorrow or Friday. But they brought back this version of Asuka, this dark version of Asuka. It's definitely been well received. It's been, I think, a nice shot in the arm for her, because there was a time period, like, damn, I feel like they're not giving Asuka the love she deserves.
Perfect.
And it's like, I kind of want her to win, but then at the same time, like, I'm a huge Bianca Belair supporter. Like, I think she's fantastic. Like, she seems like almost like, I don't want to say having like a Roman run, but she seems almost like unbeatable. And I don't know. I feel like you usually kind of put someone over that really needs to be put over. Not that I think Asuka needs to be put over, but I've kind of wrestled back and forth with this one. As you see, I'm kind of teetering back and forth with my explanation.
Just spit it out already.
I think we're gonna see a title change with Rhea. I think we're gonna see a retention with Bianca Belair. So I think she's gonna win.
All right, respect. I like that pick, man. Gertz Brooms. Yeah.
Just to clarify, NJ3, Sunday will be 365 days since
Ooh.
Bianca won the belt.
Well, hopefully
Um,
she gets to defend it on Sunday then.
Yeah, I think that'd be super dope. I definitely think Asuka. It's not anything on Bianca Belair. Obviously, she's great, but even then, like her title defenses have been stale really in the last 3 or 4 months. I mean, she was with Alexa Bliss for a little bit, and who knows where the hell she is now. She got eaten by Uncle Howdy, and
She had to get surgery
it'd
for that
be.
on her face. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was I felt
The
I listened to it, I was like, oh my god, is that real? And then she actually had like that cancer.
Yes, so she did, and but I mean, Bianca's her last like 3 or 4 months haven't been anything crazy. So it's Asuka's turn. She looks dope. She's acts dope. She's cool, and I'm going with Asuka.
Nice, man. Yeah, a 50-50 pick here for me, honestly. I think I'm gonna go Bianca as well, and only because she's on that run, and I think Andrew 3, you said it like kind of like you don't want to call it like a Roman Reigns like status, like of like unbeatable, but like she has the nickname Jane Cena online, right? Like I don't think she's at a point where I'm like sick of her, like they're not shoving her down our throats. And I almost, as much as I love this Asuka representation, like her current like role, I think she needs this, like if she lost this match, and not that I'm saying she needs to lose, but Bianca gets to run and her and Ripley are like, let's call them, I'm not going to say The Rock and Austin of like the women's division now. I think they're like the future, the two like top people we'll see for the next 10 years on top. Where Asuka, I think, can take this loss and like get even darker with her character because she's not really a heel right now. She's just kind of like she's still like not even fully there at 100%. So I think there's a win-win in this. If Bianca wins, she gets to continue her reign, gets 365, and then Asuka could become like super darker than what she is right now. So I'm going to go with Bianca on that one. Joe, you didn't go yet, right? I'm sorry. Or did you?
No, all good. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's
Right.
it's my turn. Yeah, like this is a little like a mixed one for me. Like I don't really know where they could go. Like they could maybe go with Bianca just because it would be 365, and I'd imagine maybe like the Charlotte Rhea match. I would think that's maybe night one and maybe main, possibly, and then Bianca and Asuka night two. So it to be 365, and maybe they say, all right, Bianca won, and she had it for an entire year. Maybe she loses the next night or some other night, or they have a feud with Asuka. Because like I like the new character of Asuka that they bringing here, the darker version of her, but also I feel like it's a little weird because the darkest thing about her, she just keeps gushing out this like liquid out of her mouth randomly, which, I'm trying to get into it. There was, the former Asuka before she was doing all this. But also, I know Triple H loves Asuka. I mean, look what he did for her in NXT. I mean, she was undefeated for like 900 plus days even when she got into the main roster. So it's a toss up, but I'm going to go with Bianca just because 365 sounds really cool that she's been was champion for an entire year, and either she loses it on the Raw or in some other feud afterwards. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and looking at the match list now, and all our picks are legitimate, but there's no way like you could have Bianca and Asuka on the same night as Charlotte and Rhea. This doesn't make sense at all. With the 6-woman tag match, it's basically main eventing the women all on night one, unless it's what the plan is. But we'll see. And I mean, you said could main event night one was Rhea and Charlotte. I think the whole a big argument coming into Mania is what should the main event of night one be. It's not listed here on Wikipedia, but I'm just going to assign it the role here. The Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think we have that story, and like again, no shade on the women. I think it should be the Royal Rumble winners main eventing each night. Now that you have 2 nights, but you could also argue the story with the tag team match. So we got the Usos versus KO and Sami Zayn, undisputed tag team titles, Gurge Brooms. You get to see this culminate in person, this story that we've loved so much, the podcast you're doing on the side. I mean, this is a part of it, dude. You're going to be there living it. What do you think, bro?
So first off, talk about living it. I was at the Royal Rumble for that pop with Sammy hit Roman with the chair, and I've been to plenty of wrestling shows, and I can't describe that feeling. And I felt weird. I may have talked about this on the post Royal Rumble show. The people who left after the bell rang, like to beat traffic, and they missed the angle. They missed the best angle that's happened in wrestling this entire year, if not the last 5 or 6 years. So and also just to kind of talk about the Royal Rumble winner main eventing. Royal Rumble winner didn't main event last year. Stone Cold and Kevin Owens did. All right, Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey were later or earlier in the evening. So
Sure.
it's definitely the precedent is set, and this should definitely be the main event of night one. WrestleMania 39 should be all about the bloodline, because regardless of, while they do have some decent storylines going in, that is the storyline, man. That is the storyline of all storylines. And it would be absolutely absurd if KO and Sami Zayn did not win. I think this is an excellent, easy button opportunity for a huge pop there in SoFi. So I'm definitely going with KO and Sami.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the match is going to be phenomenal in itself. But I think KO and Sammy, hopefully, you know what I really hope for after this. Look, the story's been great. It's one of the best we've seen ever, arguably. I think I'd love to see like them actually, put a shot in the arm of this tag team division too. After this is like all said and done, right now, you get KO and Sammy, two of the best workers in the company, running your tag team division. I think there's a chance here to actually bolster this thing up. Maybe Ciampa comes back and you start DIY up again, do stuff with them, Street Profits, whoever, whatever they want to do, bring a tag team up. Maybe the Creed brothers come up from NXT. There's a lot of potential for the future here.
Brian Howdy, right? Brian Howdy.
Brain, shut up.
For you? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Wrong podcast.
Oh yeah. Guy. KO and Sammy for the win here. Joe, who you got, buddy?
No, yeah, I agree. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn deserve this win just because, it's just been an incredible, story, incorporating Sami and Kevin Owens into it. I mean, it's just beautiful. And just to think, too, they've been a part of each other's lives in wrestling for so long, even in the independents to now. I seen this stat going around on Twitter that they're the second team to go against each other at Mania and then tag team with each other, at a Mania. The other one was Matt and Jeff. So this is pretty cool that they're going to be able to do this, and them winning the titles. The crowd some people are going to be crying. It's going to be amazing. So, I mean, Gurge is probably going to be crying. Yeah. So I'm so excited for that. The pop is going to be electric if they win. And you know what? If the Usos win somehow too, hey, the Usos deserve it at the end of the day. Even if they win, they deserve it because they've just been putting in some work in the tag team division. That's why they're the number one tag team in 2022, and they fucking deserve it. So there you go.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think possibilities are endless with this whole card that we're going to see this weekend. NJ3 tag title match, KO and Sammy versus the Usos. We got.
I got KO and Sammy. I mean, after the year that we've had with, this pretty much this whole story, and having Kevin Owens go up against Roman Reigns 2 Royal Rumbles in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and put on banger matches and integrating Sammy into the whole bloodline. I mean, when it first kind of started, it was hysterical, right? I was almost like, you can't play with this, you can't sit at our table. And it's almost like, damn, I want him at that table. Yeah, I do. I love Sami Zayn. Right? I always respected him.
Yeah.
And just kind of just watching the whole storyline unfold and him to be accepted, and then for him to be the one to do what Jay kind of wanted to do. And now we kind of get to see this happen and culminate at WrestleMania. What a beautiful moment. And like Gert said it, WrestleMania is 39, the bloodline. It needs to be subtitled The Bloodline. But with that being said, KO and Sammy, it's going to be a great pop at the end. And I do hope Gurge does share a tear out of joy.
Out of joy.
WrestleMania.